Yes, people, this video and the whole of pre-season tour is brought to you by Gowan Life and Oxford Natural. It's time to get optimized. You can get up to 70% off using code UnitedView. The link is in the video description below. Scan your QR code. This tour is going to be like none other and it's powered by Gowan Life. Let's go, come on.
Check this out. Oh, yeah.
Yes, people, welcome back to United View. Welcome to the first match preview of the Premier League Summer Series. I'm standing right next to the Summer Series trophy. Hopefully we can get our hands on it, man. We know what happened in the Europa League. We ended up trophyless there. Hey, winning breeds winning. Yeah, we need good energy. Yeah, so I don't care. Celebrate this trophy, Jose Mourinho style. Don't care, mate. Yeah, Audi Cup settings. Yeah. We're in for what we can get. So we've got 3 games out here in the States, of course, against West Ham United, Bournemouth and Everton. And I'm here at the Washington Elementary School here in New Jersey for a honestly, top event. That's on the Football Flex, though. You can find out what's going on there. I spoke to Jared Bowen, Graham Potter, spoke to Dwight McNeil and Moise as well, but that's for another day. Big game tomorrow, man. You know, I spoke to Jared Bowen and he said they're ready for this game. They want to take it seriously. They're here to work, man, just like everybody else. So just because it's pre-season, we're playing Premier League opposition, man. You know what I'm saying? These guys are ready. Cunha has been speaking to the media and he has some good things to say about handling the pressure of playing here and this, that and the third. But look, we've all seen what happens in the press conferences and it's like, it's a lot of talk, that's what happens, but it's about what happens on the pitch. Against Leeds, you kind of give the benefit of the doubt of that's the first game of pre-season. Look, I did feel quite negative after it, I did, because just the patterns of play and just the intensity, it was almost like they were treating it too much like a pre-season game. I don't want to see that now. I know it's hot out here, it's very hot out here, but we have to up the ante now. We have to up the ante. You know, Brian Mbeumo is here. You know, Diego Leon can play some more minutes as well. Cunha can get his feet under the table as well and start working on, you know, the patterns of play and understanding what he needs to do. So there's no excuses, man. We've pretty much got a full squad of players to choose from, apart from what, Lisandro Martinez? You know, that's it. We need to get cracking. Who am I looking at from tomorrow? I'm looking at, from the back, I'm looking at big things from Leny Yoro. This guy, man, this kid, I'm so excited for him next season. I think this is the season where, one, he cements himself in the side, which, you know, I think given if he was healthy enough, he would have started more games last year as well. But I think hopefully if he can stay injury-free, which he said to us, that's what he wants to be doing, this is where he really takes the mantelpiece. And you saw the interview, we asked him, do you prefer playing on the left or the right? I think his long-term future for us is probably on the right of that 3. You know what I'm saying? He can play on the left as a 3, but when Licha Martinez gets back, I know how much the manager likes Luke Shaw. There was reports today that Luke Shaw's, you know, ready to leave Old Trafford. We'll see. But I know, you know, Mazraoui can fill in, but I think Leny Yoro is going to be the prime player to play on the right-hand side. I'm also looking at Patrick Dorgu, man. Patrick Dorgu, listen, when he came on against Leeds, he was good. And a lot of people are saying, listen, they don't like some of the criticism Patrick's been getting. You know, we understand that. The guy come in January, the kid come in January, man, into a new team, a new league, came over with his family. And yes, there's some things in his game that he obviously needs to work on. But I think, again, him having a whole pre-season is what's going to be perfect for him. Midfield, guys, you're not going to see it a little bit later, but I'll give you a little spoiler from now. We had the Flexing KG Show live last night around the corner from Times Square at Long Acre. One of the things we was talking about, I was just so big on it, is this midfield, man. Like, Bruno playing there, I'm just not sold on it, man. I'm just not, and it's not because of, like, Bruno's a terrible player. I just think the partnerships that we have to partner Bruno, I just don't know if what we've got is it's not gonna be strong enough for me in the Premier League, and the manager already talking about speed, and we need more physicality in that area. Even for the game against West Ham, I'm thinking what, Edson Alvarez, I'm thinking James Ward-Prowse, I'm thinking Thomas Souček. You know what I'm saying? Like, these are players that in the end will probably end up giving us a really good game in that central midfield. So whether it's Casemiro, whether it's Ugarte, I think that's gonna be interesting to see. Kobbie Mainoo, manager was talking about Kobbie, saying about, you know, he wants him to quicken up the game. He probably wants to play a little bit forward. He's good with the ball at his feet. Kobbie Mainoo is another one that, I don't know, I've said it many times, I'm a little bit worried about this season, man. Where is he going to fit into the system on a consistent basis? And I think I'm really intrigued to see throughout pre-season how Kobbie is used and obviously where. I can't see a way in my head of Kobe Mainoo playing alongside Bruno Fernandes in there. I'd be stunned. I'll be stunned if we even see that in the season at all. I just don't know. I don't see that being a good combination. It would have to be a game that we were either winning comfortably or we were expected to win, or an FA Cup game or a Carabao Cup game, maybe something like that. But in the top Premier League games, week in, week out, I don't fancy seeing that midfield. But Kobe Mainoo, I need him to play more games, but he needs to stay fit. He needs to stay healthy. You know what I'm saying? And then also Bryan Mbeumo, bro. Bryan Mbeumo. This is what I need to see. I'm excited to see him in there. Now, we have to bear in mind that I was reading that, he hadn't got up to speed with the training at Brentford as well. So he has to look at that, and we have to bring him up to speed. He can't go playing like mad minutes. But listen, this guy's fit as hell, man. He's been with us, a few days now. He's been in the training sessions. Hopefully he can get 45 minutes against West Ham, and we can get a taste. And this is where I'm not going to be negative. We can get a taste of seeing Cunha left 10 and Mbeumo right 10. Will we even see something different? Could we start seeing, Mbeumo up front? I don't know. I don't know if Bruno's got some tricks up his sleeve. But Mbeumo, I'm really looking forward to seeing his debut right 10. I want to see what he's all about. I've done a KG, I'm not going to lie. I was looking at Bryan Mbeumo comps. You get them videos in the Premier League, the highlights. The Premier League was like, here's all of his 20 goals from last year. I'm like, he's lethal cutting in. He's like, he has that inevitability. So you're saying he's good as Robin. I'm not saying that. But in terms of that inevitability of him getting it in wide positions, cutting in on his left foot where you know what he's going to do, but the ball hits the back of the net, he has a shade of that. Yeah, he has a shade of that. He's effective, he uses the ball well, very rarely loses possession or gives it up easily, and he works hard. So I want to see him and Cunha together. And at the top end of the pitch, in terms of up front, obviously Xerxes is now on the tour. He had a little problem against Leeds, so he couldn't play. I want to see him up front. Chido still needs some work. We know I don't know if Chido probably need a loan, to be honest. He was fast-tracked because of what happened last year and how bad we were. He got opportunities. And there's definitely something there. He's had some flashy little moments, against the Asian All-Stars, or was it Hong Kong? I can't remember which one it was where he scored the 2 goals. That gives you a little bit of a snippet that he's kind of knocking on the door already, but he still needs to develop. We can't put too much pressure on him. So between Xerxes and Rasmus for this tour, and I think he's Xerxes as well, because he's the one that can look after the ball. Now he's playing with ballers in Bruno, and obviously Bryan Mbeumo and Cunha. I'm looking at Xerxes different now, because he's someone who's got tech, he's someone who understands where to be, someone that understands how to knit play together. So listen, I don't want to see intensity from the off. I don't want to see passive sitting back, and just waiting for the game to come. And I'm predicting a win for Manchester United, yeah? I'm gonna go 2-1 win. Yeah, I'm gonna go with that. Smash the like on the video, subscribe to the channel if you are new. I'll see you guys after the game. Peace.